The shower room has 7 sub-levels for us to explore, and many of them feature falling hazards. Needless to say, you want to pay close attention to your squadron's positioning. Despite the hazards, I give the shower room a 3 out of 5 difficulty ranking, because the enemies aren't nearly as dangerous as those found in the subterranean complex or the frontier cavern. However, they can still pose a threat. My recommendation and Prima Guide's recommendation are fairly similar, but I still recommend going in with reduced ranks. Lastly, make sure to keep both of your captains alive in preparation for the boss, otherwise things could get tricky. Time to get our feet wet in the shower room, starting with sub-level 1, obviously. Because there are 7 sub-levels, once again, I am going to split the cave into 2 videos, and I'll do the same thing I did in Bulblax's Kingdom. Go through 4 sub-levels in the first video, and finish the remaining 3 in the second. To start things off, let's go ahead and disable these electrical wires. Sub-level 1 is pretty easy overall. I was about to say sub-level 5 for some reason. Yes, Ollie Moore has a quick job option. No, he doesn't. You'll want to be careful of the falling boulders here, but there are all... I rest my case! I feel so welcome here. And you can tell it's named the shower room because of all the glazed tile we can walk along. There are watery blowhogs, so we'll have to be careful. But it doesn't look like there is anything over there or over there, so let's move on. The biggest threat on this sublevel is that Wollywog. There are also falling wog poles here, but really, they're nothing to worry about. In fact, they're actually kind of humorous. Makes you wonder what's dropping those wog poles from above. Once again, I feel so welcomed. Alright, let's go ahead and take out this watery blowhog. Very nice. And there's the treasure. Unfortunately, we'll need to deal with you first. Oh! Dude, personal space. I don't approve of frogs jumping on top of me. Especially frogs with red eyes, because they're a little creepy. Once again, I'm so grateful that the hitboxes on the Wollywogs are a lot more forgiving. Because in the first game, you didn't even have to be underneath Wollywogs in order for them to kill your Pikmin. Alright, with the Wollywog taken out, let's bring back this juicer. I believe it's a juicer intended for oranges. Speaking of which, I just had a glass of orange juice this morning, mixed with cranberry juice. Once again, that is such a delicious combination of fruit juices. So if you ever crave alcohol or soda, drink fruit juice instead. It's really good for you, especially since cranberry juice is filled with antioxidants. But nutrition facts aside, we have the Merciless Extractor. And yep, that's the only treasure to be found here. So let's move on. Down we go. Down we go. Where we'll land, nobody knows. Well, I'll tell you where we'll land. Sub-level 2 of the shower room. Now, just like last time, we'll have things falling from the sky. So, be on guard. I also want to give a quick shout out to Gawain Plays for clearing up something about the president. As you Can I please finish my explanation without getting interrupted by falling boulders? Thank you. As I mentioned in a previous video, the president says Shacho when you switch to him. I initially thought this to be his real name. I was incorrect, because the word Shacho literally vaguely translates to president or president of company in Japanese. So I want to thank Gawain Plays for clearing that up. Okay, where is our other white Pikmin, because I thought for sure I brought 10 here. Alright, there's a yellow with me, but let's whistle the whites over. Ah, there we go. I don't know why the last white Pikmin didn't decide to come with us. He's a deserter. I do not like deserters. I don't appreciate Pikmin going AWOL. Whoa! Man, is it just me, or are these boulders hypersensitive? Well, no matter. We've got plenty of gas pipes to deal with in this episode. Or in this sub-level. This sub-level within an episode. I'm confusing myself already. Hooray! Alright, so right here is a treasure, but I want to set up any traps that might hit us first. Alright. Oh, there's one more. Plenty of orange bulborbs to be found here. And not just on the ground, we'll also be dealing with some that will fall from above. And one was not there. Alright, with all of the poison taken care of, I think we can bring the rest of the squadron over. So let's go ahead and deal with you, because you are an irritant. So I'm just looking at my notes here, and I think we're going to be encountering a new enemy soon. Oh, but you are not it! We're going to take care of you first, and we're going to bring back the battery second. That battery definitely looks like the courage reactor, the first treasure we obtained in the entire game. In fact, I believe its respective journal entry mentions this. Or one of the entries for the battery treasure, I'm not sure which. Okay, yeah, there we go. There is an orange bulborb over there, but whether or not we will have to face it, I don't know. Right here, the durable energy cell. Also, I apologize if my treasure count is a little inaccurate on my Let's Play background, because I loaded up the game and I noticed that my count was a little off. So the numbers that you see before you are the correct ones. And right over there is a new enemy. And unfortunately, it's guarding the entrance to the next sub-level, so we'll have to take care of this orange bulborb first. Uh-oh. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Die, 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 die. Yes! Very nice! And now that we've taken care of one enemy, let's take care of another. The lesser spotted jelly float. Definitely one of the prettiest looking enemies in the entire game. We'll talk about it in a second, but for now, a bar of soap! How appropriate, since we found it in a shower room. The Sud Generator. Anywho, back to the lesser spotted jelly float. They aren't that dangerous. They attack Pikmin by inhaling and trapping them. And eventually, they will be digested. But that won't happen for a long time. Seriously, it takes them forever to eat Pikmin, so you can easily destroy them until then. They also have moderately low health and are some of the rarer enemies in the game. Well, I shouldn't say rare, some of the more uncommon enemies. You don't encounter them until a good long time in the game, but you'll fight more. Oh, come on! Can we just complete the sub-level without any wild and woolly surprises? And the answer to that question is no. No, we can't. But back to the lesser spotted jelly floats. They're a lot more common later on, but you don't see them for a long while. All right. With all that it has been said and done, the coast is now clear, and we're going to move on to the next sub-level. Very nice indeed. We're still going to have to watch out for boulders, because they're going to be a lot more common as we travel through the shower room. Sub-level 3 of the shower room. Now this place is going to be a little cramped, and unfortunately, it's crowded with enemies, including more lesser spotted jelly floats. How nice. One thing I forgot to mention about the previous 2 sub-levels is that an Ivory and Violet Candy Pop Bud can appear in sub-levels 1 and 2 respectively if you have fewer than 20 of those respective Pikmin types in your whole squadron. But by now, you should have plenty of purples and whites. Heck, we've got over 100 of each. Alright, let's go ahead and destroy this egg here, because I've still got... Ow! Where did you come from? Oh, jeez. Out of the frying pan and into the fire. You know, it wouldn't surprise me if those Wollywogs could jump sideways or backwards. But seriously, they're irritating. Now, where was I? Ah, yes, the enemies here. There are tons of them, and things can get a little crowded. Oh, well, I rest my case. Nothing like a water dumple to scare you as you turn a corner. All right. Calm yourself, Adam. You've got this under control. There is also a Hermit Cromat over here. We haven't seen these guys in a while. Oh, and a new enemy off in the distance. We'll talk about you in a second, but let's get rid of you first because you are by far the more dangerous of the 2 enemies. We met the lesser spotted jelly float, and now we have the greater spotted jelly float. Greater spotted jelly floats are among the... Okay, first it was Wogpoles and Boulders, then it was Dwarf Orange Bulborbs, and now Water Dumples. I am completely swarmed by jelly floats here. So back to what I was saying about the Greater Spotted Jelly Float. It is among the rarest enemies in the game! And not only can it suck up Pikmin, but also captains as well. They also have a lot of HP, but eventually they will spit your captains back out. And this particular Greater Spotted Jelly Float is holding a treasure, so it's very much in our best interest to defeat it. Come on, come on. There we go! I also love how jelly floats perish. It's very funny, and it's quite elaborate, too. They just make these wild gesticulations and then disappear in front of your very eyes. Okay, let's go ahead and take you out. And I am just missing every shot, aren't I? It should be noted that despite how fragile the jelly floats are, they won't stay on the ground for very long. Well, we escaped that without a scratch. Now let's go ahead and take back the treasure. And I believe this should be our last one, if memory serves. It's a mirror and a compact. I'm not really sure what these things are called, but we'll find out eventually. Oh, I forgot about that egg. In fact, I might want to bust that egg open because I lost quite a few flowers from those jelly floats. 140 Pokos? This is the mirrored stage. So with that collected, we have another treasure. Okay, annoyances. Absolute annoyances. Although I should be thankful they were kind enough to give us a whole lot of nectar. Oh boy. We don't really need any of the Mitites, so we're just going to move on. Because I believe we have one more treasure to locate. And what are you doing all the way over there? Get over here. Ah, there is our treasure. So let's see. I think that's supposed to be a lid, and a very sharp lid at that. I'm getting an aerial perspective of the whole situation. Oh, there's another treasure I forgot about. So let's go ahead and grab it. And good, no surprises from above. That's what I like to see. First treasure, or technically second treasure, it is a pop-top lid. It's the Vorpal Platter. I'm not really sure what the word Vorpal means. I'll have to look that up later. So now we've just got one last treasure to bring back. And eventually, after some time, the clamshell is ours. Very nice indeed. One half of a bivalve, I believe. This is the scrumptious shell. And if memory serves, there was another half of a clamshell that served as a treasure. But I can't remember what it's called. I think I'll post it on screen if I do once I do remember it. But perhaps I've said too much. Let's go ahead and destroy this wall because I want to get to the next sub-level. And, oh my god! These two guys are trying to carry that water dumple all by themselves. That is hilarious. But it's not in our best interest to do that because we've got some more sub-levels to explore. Okay, time to move on to sub-level 4 of the shower room. And this sub-level is quite unique. Not because of what enemies are in here, but because of its layout. It looks very much like a sewer. So is this where all the water from the showers go? I don't want to think about that. What I do want to think about is this treasure right here. It's a giant leaf. And not only that, there are some Queen Candy Pop buds here. Now, for the record, after the treasure is loaded into the pot, of course, worth 10 Pokos, we have the Arboreal Frippery. That's probably one of the strangest treasure names I've ever heard. I need to make some more blue Pikmin because we're going to be encountering some watery areas, and a treasure may potentially spawn there, and I want to be sure I have enough blues in order to bring it back. Okay, so we've got one white Pikmin back at the base because he carried the treasure. So now where do we want to go? Right here. Look at all of those Spectralids. This will give me a perfect opportunity to restock on some nectar. Oh, and that purple Spectralid was kind enough to give me a purple spray. Alright, so where are we going now? Oh, it looks like someone just loaded up a Spectralid. Well, maybe we can mount it on our desk. At this point, we've come to the, at this point in the game, don't really need money anymore. All the trophies we're collecting are just trophies. Or the treasures we're collecting are just trophies. I'm confusing myself again. That will never do. Let's go ahead and throw a yellow in there. And that should do it. So once we pluck all of these guys from the ground, we'll be ready to move on. There's also an... Oh, looks like someone else decided to take the butterfly, or the Spectralid, or whatever it's called. But we don't have time to bring back butterflies. Instead, we're going to head down to the next sub-level. So, next time on Let's Play Pikmin 2, we're going to explore the rest of the shower room. See you guys then.